Hello, my name is Guillermo Aldez and I'm gonna present my final project of Physics 2. The introduction, well, first of all, the justification of why I made the experiment. Well, the reason was to understand how the constant of a spring can be obtained and to see how much that constant can affect the results of the elastic potential force. The theoretical framework was that the formula of elastic potential energy is equal to 1/2 multiplied by k, that is the spring constant, multiplied by x to the square, that x is the length of the expansion of the spring, leaving us with the fact that the more a spring expands, the smaller the spring constant, so the results are constant to a length of the expansion. The methodology, where there were studies variables and it was used two formulas, so there are more than one independent variable. The first formula was force equals spring constant times the length of the spring, the k being the spring constant is the dependent variable, and in the second formula, being the formula of elastic potential energy, the dependent variable, it would be the result that depends in everything, in all the data, and the k that depends also in the force. The experimental design was that the steps of the experiment were first to get materials. After I obtained the materials, I lifted several times the ladder and measured how much the spring extended from its original shape. So then I could use that data and put it in the formula, and thus it will give me the result of elastic potential energy. The materials in design, the materials I used were simple springs and a measuring tape. I used that tape to measure how much the spring expanded while being brought down by a heavy object. These are the results. The results of the experiment were that the more it expands the spring, the smaller will be the spring constant. But the result would be bigger if the spring expanded a longer distance. Here is the evidence. This is one of the videos I took. The conclusions, well, the results that were shown are the ones that are expected. The more the expansion, the more the force. In conclusion, the objective to learn how to get a spring constant was completed and it didn't have any difficulties. It was an easy experiment to get. Thank you.